Kevin Federline's recent comments about Britney Spears really caught my eye. He claims her erratic behavior is like way worse than what people see on the surface, and he's truly, as a father, terrified about what that might mean for his kids.
Yeah, that's definitely intense. What exactly did he say that got everyone talking?
Well, in his interview on Entertainment Tonight, he mentioned that he's absolutely worried. Not just for Britney, but, for his sons, Sean Preston and Jayden James. He stated he's scared that one day he might wake up and his sons could end up dealing with something unimaginable because of her behavior.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dramatic. And he's even including all of this in his upcoming memoir, right?
Exactly. In his memoir, You Thought You Knew, he says things are 10x worse than what he's shared before. He hints at details that, frankly, sound like they're out of a thriller. Like he even alleges that there are moments where Britney would watch their son sleep with a knife in her hand, which, as you can imagine, really adds fuel to the fire.
Wow, that's a pretty wild claim. But don't you think that kind of allegation might come off as sensational? I mean, asserting such a dangerous image might be a bit, over the top without clear evidence, right?
I get that, and it's important to note that Britney's rep has slammed Federline's allegations, saying he's, profiting off her personal struggles now that child support has ended. So while Kevin's expressing genuine concern for his sons and hoping Britney gets help, his narrative is getting challenged as overly dramatic by her team, which adds a twist to the story.
Absolutely, it does complicate things. On one hand, he comes off as a worried father trying to protect his kids, but on the other, his account seems to border on, sensationalism. It really makes you wonder about the balance between genuine concern and public spectacle.
Exactly, and he's mentioned that he's kept quiet over the years to protect the family, even trying to build a relationship between his sons and Britney. Yet, he also confesses that his sons, at this point, really don't know the woman he once married, which is just heartbreaking.
That really underscores the personal impact, doesn't it? It's not just about celebrity drama, it's about children growing up detached from a parent, and the mental health issues that seem to be spiraling on both sides.
Right. And he goes even further by suggesting that Britney's behavior might be racing towards something irreversible. He talks about being on the 11th hour, which is super heavy. It's as if he believes we're nearing a breaking point for her, and by extension, the family.
Yeah, that 11th hour reference really paints a dire picture. But then again, isn't it possible that his perspective might be clouded by his own experiences and the bitterness from the past?
That's a fair point. His concerns, while chilling, might be influenced by years of personal and public drama, and some might argue that his narrative is more about his need to warn the world rather than an objective account. Still, the personal stakes he mentions, the kids, the mental well-being, are undeniably serious.
It sure does. And given how sensitive the topic of mental health is, especially in such a high-profile context, it makes for a complicated situation. You have genuine worry mixed with public allegations.
Absolutely. The whole discussion really spotlights the intense, messy intersection of celebrity, personal struggles, and public perception. It leaves us wondering how much will change once these personal details become fodder for public debate.
Yeah.
And if, ultimately, any real help will be sought.
For sure. It really reminds us that behind every headline there's, a human story, and sometimes those stories are far more complicated than they seem at first glance.
Exactly. And as we keep hearing more details, it's like we're peeking into a very troubled chapter of celebrity life, where professional and personal worlds collide in unexpected ways.
Right. It definitely adds another layer to how we view these public figures and calls attention to the urgent need for real support systems.
Yep, and only time will tell if these revelations prompt any positive change or merely fuel further controversy.
Well, here's hoping that whatever happens, the focus stays on helping everyone involved, especially the kids caught in the middle.